Well, welcome to video 5 of Pam's Love. In this next segment, we're going to get started making some of the other components we need to go along with the box that we built. So stick around. I'll show you how we're going to make the backboard, the shelf, and the trim. We'll be right back. Well, alright, we are back outside. First thing we're going to do is we're going to rip this down to an 18-inch width, give us a good square edge on this side. Then I'm going to cut it to the finished width on this side. I'm going to rip it all long ways, and then we'll come back and we'll cut it to the width, the length that we need. So here we go. Alright, so now we're going to cut it down to 12.5-inch width, and because I want to make sure it's right, I'm going to remove the safety key so I can't start my saw, and I'm going to measure and just make sure that I've got the 12.5-inch width that I need. That looks good there. And I love this saw. It is right on the money, so we'll put the key back in. So now we're going to rip this back 12.5 inches wide here. So here we go. Remove the key. The next cut is 12 9/16. We're going to back here. We're going to make it right there. It should be 12 9/16. Here again, we'll measure this cut and make sure it's right. Again, my key is out, so I can touch all around this without a worry. It's 12 9/16. Will work. So now we'll put the key back in. Now the next cut will be right here. Okay, I think I'm going to take it off of this end of the board. So this is going to be the piece we're going to end up using for the back of the board. So here we go. We're going to take it inside and going to see how well it fits. Hang on, we'll be right back. Alright, well, as luck would have it, my box is not completely square. I've got from this corner right here, this is perfect, but I've got about a 1/16 of an inch that I've got to take off here, and then just a slight taper. So I'm that much out of square, but we're going to make it look good when we're all done. This contraption right here, back up, this is called a tapering jig, and it's a jig I built just to do this specifically kind of work. So what I'll do is I'll butt this jig right up to the saw blade. I'll lock it down so it doesn't move, and then what I'm going to do is I'll take this this jig, and I'll take a cleanup pass right up on this edge, just a little bitty cut, just to true it up so that this edge will be perfectly squared to that saw blade. So here we go. All right, we'll let the blade stop. Okay. All right, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to loosen all this up so that I can move the little board. I'm going to take this out to the edge. I want this side exactly flush, which it is, and then I want this side out. There's a pencil line that I drew. And I'll show you here in just a second. So we're going to tighten all this down. That's just going to clamp that board in place so it doesn't move. All right, and then we're going to tighten up these hold downs. Just extra precaution to hold everything in place. All right, so this board that we're going to cut is completely held in spot. It's not going to move. So now we'll set the jig back in and we'll take another cut, and what we'll be removing is this little taper right here. Going to move about a 1/16 here down to flush here. So here we go. So while the blade is slowing down, I'm going to go ahead and loosen everything and take the board out. And then we'll take it back inside the shop and we'll try another fit with it. All right, let's see what kind of fit we got out of it. Man, that is a great, great fit. That worked out just beautifully. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do will be cut the shelf. So let me get this out of the way and we'll put this to the side and protect it. This will be the inside that you're going to see when you're looking at the shadow box from the front, and then this will be the back side. Now again, this still needs to be sanded and dressed up and all. So we're going to have a beautiful, beautiful box. I think it's going to work great when we get it all done. So hang on, we'll be right back. We'll be getting set up to cut the shelf. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm really, really happy. The shelf is in. It fits good. Probably just a little bit tight, but I'm going to do some sanding on it before I get the clear coat and everything applied to it. So that will take care and it'll be a real nice, smooth fit. So the next thing we need to do is to build the face trim that's going to go around it right here, and get the glass cut for it. And then I'm going to cut some little strips, 45-degree angle strips right here and here, here and here. And what those are going to do is, A, we're going to hide the joints, and B, it's going to give me a little slot. Because I'm going to relief the back of one of them. I don't know if it's going to be on this side or this side. I'll just see a little bit later on, but that's going to give me a spot or a track to run the cables for the LED lights to go out the back. So I will be tearing down what I've got, get set up to do the trim. I've got to create all that, make that all back on the router. So I will be back here shortly for you, in a little while for me. Well, all right, off camera, I went ahead and cut the cherry pieces to make the trim. We're going to cut a 45-degree bevel, see if we like the way this works out. If it does, then we'll use it. If not, then we'll figure out what else we're going to do. So here we go. Don't know if I like this or not. I'm going to cut some in a 45-degree bevel, and we will play around with them and see if I like the way it looks. So hang on, we'll be right back. All right, I took the trim boards and I cut them down to a more narrow width, and I think that's going to look better, and I'm happy with the way those are going to look when it's all said and done. So hang on, I'll be right back. Alright, what you're looking at is a little test piece. Obviously these are just glued together, so they're not applied correctly. Okay, but I do like the smaller area. I cut the width or the height of the trim piece down, and I think that smaller cut piece right there looks better with this box here. So I'm real pleased with the way that's turned out. So that's how I'm going to proceed. So this is going to be a wrap for this video. I'm really pleased with the progress we're making, and we're going to be wrapping this thing up here pretty quick. So until our next one, if you would, hug all your family and friends, let them know you love them, and God bless.